Guys, today we're going to be reacting to a video from Clarque Clint Gaming about why Fortnite YouTubers should quit. And I thought this would be a really interesting video to add my take to, because Clarque has been talking about making this video for a very, very long time. I think in the video he says it was about 6 months. Regardless, he's been talking about people at the top making Fortnite content for a very long time. So I thought it'd be fun to watch this video together and also add to it. Guys, if you're interested, Clark's channel is really making strides within the Fortnite community. Very different content. Amazing, entertaining, yet educational at the same time with those streams. So the links to go see his page will be in the pinned comment description down below. With that being said, guys, let's watch why Fortnite YouTubers should quit.
I'm a Fortnite content creator that doesn't watch Fortnite content. And I think the main reason is because a lot of it for me is just boring. I don't see much value in it. It's gotten really stale, and I just don't think that a lot of it is for me.
Now, a lot of people, it is important to note, I know we paused really quick in the video, I'm sorry guys, but a lot of the Fortnite community has been saying this. This has been a problem to people for a very long time.
But before I get into the specifics of how we got here and why I think that is, I have to make something very clear, because this is a video that I had been planning to make for well over 6 months, but just didn't know how I wanted to present it. And even now as I'm talking to you guys, I'm still a little cautious about how I'm going to go about this, because anytime you attack someone's content, as a content creator, people are obviously going to look at your own, and I think that that's entirely fair. So before we begin, I want to make this clear. The people that I'm going to talk about today are all more successful than me. They get more views, their streams are more successful, they've done way cooler things than I have in this content space, and quite frankly, I have taken a lot of inspiration from a vast majority of these people.
That's very important to note, and a lot of people, like, for example, if you have, like, because of course, the way you were going to look at this with the YouTube title is people are going to disagree with this video. There are going to be people, for example, if he dives into Cypher PK, there are going to be Cypher fans that are like, oh, well, you don't do any better. Oh, look at you and your thousands views. You know what I mean? It's important to note that it's okay to criticize people. It's okay to, when it's healthy. And this is going to be something that's healthy. This is something that Clarque does very nice. There's going to be no hatred here. It's really important that you know that we do look up to these people. They are inspirations to us as creators.
They, as individuals or as content creators, I have a lot of respect for.
Absolutely.
However, because of my respect for these people and because of the pedestal I guess I've put them on, I hold them to a different standard. And when I see things dipping below that standard, I think it's fair that it should be addressed. And if there's ever a point in time where people feel like that's going on with my content, I expect the same to be done to me. I never want to do something to someone that I wouldn't expect to be done to myself. On top of that, I realize that my content is not perfect, that I don't have all the solutions, and there's probably a good reason why a lot of these content creators do the things that they do, and we're going to get into that today too.
And this is why it's so easy to respect this guy, you know? You know what's sad though? That I have to like have so much respect for people like Clarque, because it's so not often you find people using such common sense, right? But at the end of the day, he is a really, really great guy.
But let's make something very clear here. Just because I'm not as successful as these people yet, or I haven't done some of the things that they've done yet, doesn't mean that what I have to say today isn't going to be valuable to them or
Cookies?
to you watching. If you're someone who's aspiring to be a content creator, or even someone who just enjoys Fortnite content, I think what I've got laid out for you today will be incredibly interesting, because it's a discussion that I think a lot of people are either ignoring or just aren't willing to talk about. As I said at the beginning of this video, one of the biggest issues that I have with Fortnite content personally is that it feels boring to me. And the main reason for that is because it's gotten repetitive.
Now, while it is repetitive, I do think, like, for me, for example, I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me out there, and obviously the views kind of reflect that, but the problem is that a bunch of kids watching these people, the videos turn out to be the same, but I do still find a lot of these videos entertaining, but not entertaining as in, like, I'm sitting down actively watching these things. I like to have, like, for example, really like Courage, really like Nick 830 in general. I like having them on the background while I'm doing something, you know?
It's the same 4 or 5 concepts over and over again. Oh, let's do a fashion show. Oh, let's troll these Fortnite content creators. Oh, let's sneak and have a pro use my keyboard to troll my friends. Oh, I'm gonna sneak into this content creator's Fortnite tournament and they have to guess who I am. It's just blatantly corny, and I'm tired of seeing it. And the funny part is these videos get pumped out so often. Now, I understand why that is. When you're on the level of some of these top tier content creators like Cypher PK and Courage JD, they're trying to do daily uploads. It's more of a quantity over quality type situation. And when
If it isn't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, I guess.
I say that, that doesn't mean that the videos themselves aren't well produced or well edited. No, I believe they've actually got this down to a science, but what they've done is produced, in essence, the fast food of Fortnite content. It's a bunch of cheap recycled ideas that don't really push the envelope of Fortnite content or the Fortnite space.
But this is where I kind of, like, I sit back and I'm like, But do they really need to? Like, they don't have to. They've already reached the pinnacle. They're just going to make those videos. They get their millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and they get the money from them. They stream, they get their donations. They don't really need to change anything. They're not in a position that like Klarque and I are in, where we're trying to look for, and I don't mean to like, I mean, it's tough to say because we do want to get to the top, but at the end of the day, I do like just making interesting content. I would imagine Klarque is more at the same level of that, but I'm not in his head. They don't really need to fix anything. I don't imagine they have that drive to fix anything. So why not just upload the same thing if it's always working? That's where it kind of, I would never expect them to change. I'm not saying that Klarque is saying that in this video. It's just, I don't know. Like, I look at it as if it isn't broke, don't fix it type thing. And if people don't like it, people don't like it, but it's working at the end of the day.
And a lot of the content, quite frankly, is juvenile. It appeals to a younger audience. I believe that's the reason why Fortnite is perceived as a kid's game, because the vast majority of the most popular content is catered towards children. But if there's one thing I learned through my life from being a child once and also being on the other end of the spectrum as an adult now, is that children like to be treated like young adults. That doesn't mean we throw the harshness of life at them every 5 seconds and give them no chance of escape from their hard day-to-day things that they're going through. However, that also doesn't mean that we have to talk down to our audience. And what I see a lot of larger content creators is making content that I feel talks down to their audience.
Now, this is something that's interesting because I actually don't know the answer to this, and I would love to know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think that they talk like that because, of course, it works and they're talking like children, or is it like an ego thing that they talk down to people in a way, but they don't really talk down in like a disrespectful way, but you know what I mean? They're talking to somebody younger than them. They at the end of the day, they are kind of talking down.
You're treating children like children when they should just be respected as young people. This content works. I'm not denying the fact that it does, but I think there's gonna be a point where people just get tired of it. Before I shot this video, I went and looked at a bunch of different Fortnite content because
One thing before we move on there, I don't know, do you think people will get bored of it? It's been working for so long, and the fashion shows have been going on since what, I want to say it was Chapter 2, Season 1. I don't think I'm wrong in that. It's been a long time, and the fashion shows still aren't dying down. At the end of the day, I do like watching the occasional fashion show, but certainly not the recycled fashion shows every single day. But maybe that's why I do like the fashion show content, is because I watch one like every month, you know?
I wanted to see exactly what it is these guys were producing. And if I'm being honest, I was pleasantly surprised. I think the content was actually really interesting. I even found myself getting caught up in a few videos. Once again, this isn't a matter of whether or not the content is well produced. It clearly is, but there's something severely lacking, which is something that I try to put in each one of my videos, and that thing is depth. Let me give you an example. There's actually a video that I didn't expect to enjoy from CypherPK. It was one where he was trolling Fortnite pros. He went on an alt account with a friend of his that was also another Fortnite pro player, and they went and just started bodying people while they were live on stream. I actually think that's a really interesting concept, and it was a really good video. I was intrigued. However, that's not going to hold my attention forever. What I want to watch this type of content all the time is...
That's where I'm sitting with it. I don't watch this content all the time. Maybe that's why I'm enjoying it a little bit. It does lack depth, as Klarque said.
This is going to make me want to come back to Cypher's channel, and quite frankly, for me personally, the answer is no. The content that I used to really enjoy from Cypher was when he did commentary videos like this.
In 5 years,
yes,
building mechanic will be dead.
I've watched every one of CypherPK's videos when he made it like this back in the day. Honestly, like that was Cypher's peak content in my opinion. It's not to say his content's bad right now, but it's just not the same as those old videos.
I've thought about this a lot, and by the end of this video, I think you'll be convinced too.
And he used to dive into everything too. Like I think that video was about building. I just briefly looked at it, but he dove into the storyline, updates. He talked about everything, to be honest with you, kind of like my channel, but of course way better produced. I just sit here and yap.
I don't know what happened, but last year Cypher just stopped doing commentary content. He and iTalk were two of the people that motivated me to do this style of content primarily. I enjoyed it. I like when the Fortnite content creators sit down and have a conversation with me about certain aspects of Fortnite content creation or certain things that they like or don't like about the game. I don't know what happened. Maybe the retention wasn't as good on those videos. Maybe he just got to a point where he didn't want to do it anymore, because I'll be honest, these kind of videos take a lot more forethought than some of the other ones that these larger content creators are consistently producing.
I don't know. I feel like they have people in their position to write the to write the scripts of the videos, have all the ideas. I would imagine that no matter what kind of video they're making, it's a little bit on the easier side. I would imagine that's the case, right?
Like I told you guys before, I've been thinking about this video for over 6 months because I know how controversial this topic can be. The point of my videos is to encourage dialogue between me and the Fortnite community. And as a result of that, that's also going to include people that don't care to take into consideration the context of what I'm trying to say. So for that reason alone, maybe that's why Cypher and a lot of the other large content creators have no desire to do this style of content. Because those larger discussions can bring in a fury of controversy.
I understand that a little bit, to be honest with you, but that's why I love Clark's channels, because him and I kind of have the same goal in that sense. Is my entire like point of doing YouTube is for comments and comment section, to talk to people in the comment section. I talk about something. Hey, what do you think about this? And again, I would love to know what you guys think about my reaction to this video down below. Is there anything I said that you disagreed with? And that's why I really, really like Clark's channel. It's crazy that there's another YouTuber out there that I like kind of connect so much with, you know?
I think the best way to describe modern Fortnite content is that it's safe. It doesn't push boundaries. It doesn't require you to put any thought or effort into expressing yourself or your opinion when it comes to something. However, from the handful of comments that I've seen on my videos, I can definitely tell that there are a lot of people out there that want to actually express their opinions and thoughts about this game, but don't have an avenue to do that, which is
that's so true. And I cut him off way too early.
Why I make the content that I do here on this channel. And not everything I do is commentary. I enjoy lighthearted content. I want to say that I do think there's a place for that.
Now I will stop. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But that is exactly right, because him and I get a lot of comments. I would imagine he gets kind of the same comments. He gets way more comments than I do, though. So it's a lot easier for me to manage and reply to all my comments, keep up on what people are talking about. I get a lot of comments about people liking both of our channels for that reason. Like specifically, people write down, I love watching you and Clark. I love watching Clark and you, for probably that reason, which I don't mean to toot my own horn a little bit, but he has a point.
Random question. Are you guys buying Pokemon's cookies?
Here, Pokeboy, just say so.
Do you even know what I'm talking about right now? Honestly, random question. No, this probably isn't the most opportune time to ask it. However, are you guys buying Pokemon's cookies just out of curiosity?
There's a point where it just feels somewhat disingenuous. A lot of it feels honed in, and a prime example of that I would argue would be Courage JD. I wanted his channel because I was curious to see how many times he's done the fashion show concept within the last 4 to 6 months. I opened up 4 tabs and clicked on 4 different videos. And you know what I found? It was the exact same damn video every single time.
But this is where I disagree with a little bit, because people do talk about people like Courage being boring. I really, he's the perfect background kind of guy for me. Again, I don't watch his videos, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, like truthfully. I put him in the background. It's something lighthearted. It's something awesome. It's something really laid back that I can just listen to, you know?
Today I'm going undercover in a Star Wars fashion show. Hey guys, I'm hosting a fashion show, and somewhere between all of these people is Courage. Today I'm going undercover in the world's first Halloween fashion show, and I have the one and only Michael Myers judging the show today. Today I'm going undercover in Cypher PK's OG hide and seek. This video should be really long because I'm never gonna get caught, and Cypher's really bad at seeking. Today, Cypher PK is controlling my Fortnite game, but there are many twists throughout this video, all the way to the point where if I win, I might have him archive his own icon skin.
What? I can't do that.
What's up, everyone? I got something for you. You'll never believe what just happened.
I understand.
It's so funny. That ninja clip does have a really good point, and you know what? Self-promote a little bit. I will say I did make a video on that entire ninja situation. He freaked out on because you guys, he made a whole video talking about like, hey, why do you guys gotta be so fake? What's going on, everybody? How are you today?
This content is not made for me. The larger Fortnite content creators are not making content for people that are my age. So for me to say I don't like it doesn't really mean much because it's not made for me, and that's okay. However, where do people like me that are in their late 20s go to get content as a older fan of Fortnite? Now listen guys, it's not just Courage that bores me either. I went and looked at Lachlan's channel as well as Ninja's. Now I will say this, Ninja probably has the best edited Fortnite gameplay content out of anybody out there on the internet. But at the end of the day, it's still gameplay content, and I just don't really care about gameplay anymore.
Yeah, Ninja's content are for people who are fans of Ninja. I don't imagine him really bringing in any new people. But then again, it's still working, right?
I used to get excited about gameplay videos when Fortnite was new, but that's just not exciting to me anymore unless you put an interesting spin on it, which is why I had respect for Cypher's video. But even when it comes to Cypher, I don't care about him trolling different Fortnite pros. That's not what I want to go and watch him for. That's not what I want to go and watch Ninja for either. And with all due respect, when I say this, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, but when I watch Lachlan, it just feels like he's not having fun.
We want ADS recoil and spread, so
That dude is so burnt out, it's crazy.
I think let's do that, and then let's reduce
Look at his eyes, man. Look at his eyes. He is just not there. He's not having fun one bit.
Coil on top of that. Look, I don't know. They probably weren't even the greatest attachments to go for, but they're the ones I went for.
Honestly, I don't think a lot of the Fortnite content creators are necessarily having the most fun. Like, yeah, there are some that definitely get a bit more excited than others and have this really excited voice and, oh man, we gotta get you guys hyped today about the new. Like, yeah, but we all do that, okay? I've done that in my videos. But the one thing I will say for myself, and I can only speak for myself on this, is that I genuinely am excited and genuinely have fun when I make the content that I make.
Same here.
I don't know if I can say that for all of the other larger content creators. And I think the reason why that is because they feel like they have to fit within a certain mold and they have to not necessarily be family friendly, but they have to kind of cater to children and have this really goofy, funny, ooh excitement persona, and that's just not true.
Why is it that every time we do these videos, I have to go against the most difficult players in the entire world?
I do believe Nick A30 has fun though. I just think he's that guy. That's why I really like him. He's just a happy guy. It seems that way. I don't think I'm wrong on that personally.
It happens.
I'm dead, Cypher.
Oh no.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you got me. Oh, so you have been working on your lying skills.
Yeah. Something Ninja did point out though, which is very interesting, and again, it's in that video that I talk about, the video that actually the little clip that Clark just showed where he's like, "What's up everybody? How's it going?" He's like, "You guys say all this stuff, it ruins the vibe." And then when you tune into the streams, it's just you're a completely different person, right? So they definitely are faking it, but I don't think I really don't think Nick fakes it. He gets frustrated easy. He gets happy really easy. So I feel like Nick A30 is the real one.
That sounded so genuine.
I think Ninja himself made this point very eloquently.
He's not used to that
Sorry about that. I forgot that Clark talked about this.
content creation style.
Dude, let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you what it is.
He said, let's go to the game.
I just think it's I don't know, maybe I'm in my own head, but I just think it's just fake, right? It's not. It's like 3, 2, 1 and scene. Hey guys, what's up? And it's like, and then you watch your live stream, right? And then that energy is just not there.
That's exactly what I was talking about. I'm sorry. I forgot that he brought this clip up. I watched his video actually when he posted it. Notifications on for Klarque Clint, by the way.
Demon would torch this thing. Algorithms, and you gotta fight.
I get it. Listen. I get it. It makes sense. I know it's an intro. I know it's a hook, right? I know that you need to be high energy, but I just fucking can't stand it.
So what's my point to all this? Should the top Fortnite content creators stop what they're doing and maybe go for my business model and start doing more commentary content? No. I'm not saying that they should do that. They're making millions of dollars doing what they're doing.
Yeah, why wouldn't they change? But you know what I never understood about that is if I was in their spot, you know how Lachlan, for example, Lachlan seems so burnt out. My goal will never be to have content like Lachlan. I want to be as big as Lachlan one day, but my content will never be like that. I'm not going to transform and just put out whatever, you know? What I don't get is somebody in Lachlan's position making the money that he's making. I would be so hyped to make a video every single day, even if I didn't necessarily like Fortnite. I'd be like, oh, all right, time to play some attachments, you know? I just don't get it. I don't get how you can be that burnt out and not care like one little bit. Like realistically, you're recording, you probably have everybody doing everything else for you. To sit down for 8 minutes and record, I'd be excited for that.
And they're far more successful than I am right now. And I think that that's great. I feel like we're in a weird transition phase with Fortnite content. I do think that there will be a new wave of up-and-coming content creators that won't necessarily take the place of the older ones, but I think will put a new spin on the Fortnite genre and give people something more to chew on.
I was talking about this with PBJ actually, and it's interesting because I feel like that's the case because there are so many smaller creators right now, and honestly, we can thank Clark for that because Clark is the one that brought quite a few of us together. I feel like more people know about the smaller creators now, and that wasn't a thing. But then again, I keep thinking, and it's something that I talked about PBJ, I don't know if it's just because I'm in a place where I'm starting to grow myself. My name is starting to get out there a little bit more, so maybe it just comes with that. Maybe I'm like, oh, yeah, people watch me, people watch this guy, right? I don't know. I feel like he's right. People are, and we get these comments still, people are getting bored of this type of content, and then they're coming to the smaller creators, which I'm honestly thankful for every one of you that are coming here. So I think there is a wave, but again, I don't know if it's just because I'm in the position that I'm in.
I also think Fortnite needs some older representation. And what I mean by that is I think the Fortnite content needs to grow up a little bit. Because the thing the older Fortnite content creators seem to be forgetting is that their younger fans are growing up. And if you're not growing with your audience, these guys are going to leave you for someone else over time.
I do think we're also in a transition period for that, though, because this is the first time that older generations are growing up with video games. I wanted to make a video talking about this. I touched on it in a video titled The Rising Difficulties of Living and Dating as a Gamer. It's a great video that you should go check out, by the way. Shameless self-promotion, but sorry. I thought that was pretty smooth, to be honest with you. But this is the first generation that's growing up with video games. This is the first time that you are going to see adults with video games, and that's where a lot of the banter in society comes in because, oh, Fortnite's just for kids. Video games are just for kids. Why are you talking about video games? But this is the first time that people are growing up with video games. So I believe as the years go on, you're going to see 50, 60-year-olds playing video games. Achievement Hunter is probably the first ones to do it. And I really, really respect them for that. They're still grinding. I should watch them more. I used to watch them so much back in the day, but it's going to change. It really is. And the type of content you're going to see is going to get more and more diversified.
There's a lot of room at the top when it comes to Fortnite content creation, and I'm starting to understand why that is the longer I do this. If you've been around on my channel for the last 2.5 years, you've seen some insane strides with my career. And now I'm at a point where I still don't think a lot of people necessarily know who I am, but I think I've made a small dent in this Fortnite space.
Yes, sir.
I want you guys to come on this journey with me as I strive to grind to the top of being one of the best Fortnite content creators on this platform. And
Guys,
if you want to see me do that, make sure to
sure.
hit the subscribe button because we got a long way to go before we reach the top of this Fortnite mountain.
I wholeheartedly believe this dude is going to make it to the top. Hopefully I see him right there, but this dude is just changing Fortnite content. It's crazy, man. Like the dedication to the streams, the videos, the conversations that he makes. Guys, like honestly, if you don't watch any Clarque Clint streams, which I know I can see the analytics on my channel, a lot of people that are here do watch Clarque. So you gotta check out those streams, man. It is really something else. It's very different for Fortnite content, but he's right, man. It was a really interesting video. Of course, the title was just to drag you in a little bit, but he doesn't think anybody should quit. Nobody should quit making Fortnite content, but there is a change in content coming, and I believe a lot of us at the bottom right now are on our way to the top. People are getting sick of Fortnite content. People, like Clark said, are growing up. It's going to be really interesting to see, especially, like I said, people who love Fortnite are going to grow up, but then again, more kids are going to be born and really get into Fortnite. So there will always be that kind of audience for kids. The content, like the fashion shows, everything, hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going today? Today we're going to make a fashion show. That content, I do believe, will always be around. But the content is also going to evolve, and there's going to be content for adults. I like to think my content's for not necessarily all ages. We dive into some pretty deep things on the stream sometimes, but I believe like I'm truly an all-age type of channel. So guys, again, just like Clark said, if you're in the journey with us, go subscribe if you want to see. Hopefully, I will get to the top. I wholeheartedly believe I'm going to get to the top there one day. And I really do believe if I'm getting to the top, this band will have already made it to the top. Guys, go check out the channel. It will be in the pinned comment description down below. Honestly, the content over there is absolutely fantastic. And this is a great video. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video on the screen right now. I actually don't know off the top of my head if I can put Clark's channel on the end screen here, but I think I can. So it might be right here. Check it out, guys. Take care.